Hello, it's Rapid Regeneration. I'm David Escamilla. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not making claims about diseases or medical claims. I am just somebody who is an expert on how to heal the body naturally. I did it for myself. I've seen others do it. There are so many people who have done it, and more people that are waking up to the power of nature and getting away from man-made just intellectualism, nerdism that has taken over. And so yeah, basically I'm on a mission to help you. I helped myself. I've been through the worst of times. I never wanted to be a natural health person, but I got so sick and ill and had health problems and solved them using natural methods. And I was amazed, and now I'm just sharing that same information with you. So I've been investigating the secrets of the ages since 2015. One of the things I've learned about is water, and basically the relationship that you have with water is going to be just as important, if not more, than the relationship that you have with food. And so I know that we've talked a lot about food, and there's been a lot of information about food and different foods in the course of Rapid Regeneration. But really, maybe this should have been an early segment, because you're going to be drinking water every day. And basically, there's some amazing waters that you can drink that can so help you and benefit you and cause you to detox and regenerate, faster and everything. And there's also definitely some things that you should avoid that can really cause harm to the body. So, for example, look at your city water. Look at your tap water. So many times, such an amazing liquid that we're supposed to exist in harmony with, it turns into a toxic, poisonous mixture filled with chemicals, causing great acidity in the body. So a lot of major metros, in their supposedly valiant efforts to sanitize the water, and we'll go easy on them. I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to do, honestly. They don't know. But these city governments, basically, in most cases, they pour massive amounts of chemicals into the water, like chlorine, bromide, and not to mention fluoric acid, hydrofluoric acid into the water that's made from fluoride. So let me tell you, these are not fun chemicals for the body to process. This can lead to over toxicity in the body, no question. So the other problem is that a lot of these cities, they use sewage. They use the sewer water, recycle that back, and use that as the drinking water. If they're doing that, that means you're getting stuff from people's wastes. You're getting the antibiotics if they've been eating meat products, pesticides, pharmaceutical drug residues. So, I mean, it's been a long time since I've drinking tap water. Just wake up to the fact that, okay, the city government is not, don't rely on them to protect you, and make your own judgments and take your own actions to look out for yourself. So what's the solution? You can get a whole house filter that will filter the water at the source, before it comes out of your faucets. You can get a smaller countertop filter. You can harvest rainwater. You can dig a well and pump well water. You could buy bottled water. So, in terms of filters, that seems to be the most practical approach for most people. There's varying degrees of filters. For example, I used this filter all through college. It was like a pitcher, and we just kept it in the fridge. And I thought, oh yeah, I'm filtering my water. This is an extremely common brand of water filter. I'm sure you've seen it or used it. But I didn't realize until years later, when I started really getting into natural health, this filter does not filter out all the junk, and doesn't filter the fluoric acid. And I mean, neither do most filters and most refrigerator filters. If you have the water that comes out, doesn't. And so, unfortunately, this is being missed by the general public. People are not aware of how thoroughly the water really needs to be filtered. So it does, these filters are only going to get a percentage out. So there are some products I recommend, or filters, if you want to check them out. Very cost effective, very high quality, and gets 99 point, X% of the toxins out. I don't remember if it's 99.9. I don't remember the exact number, but rapidregeneration.com/water filter. And just to summarize, I started with using a pitcher filter that's gravity fed filter. They're just very high quality, gets tons of the junk out. Then I switched to just buying spring water, and I just wanted to drink mineral water, bottled water. And then ultimately I switched to a distilled water. So I have a distiller that I get water from. So that's been my evolution. I also use a shower water filter, which is gravity fed. Or not gravity fed, it's carbon. It's just attached to the shower. So you can find those products again at rapidregeneration.com/water filter. That's been my evolution. A couple other things. You could use bottled water. Just be careful though, because most plastic bottled water uses BPA, bisphenol A, very harmful chemical, hormone disrupting chemical, and should be avoided. Now, there's some bottles that don't use BPA. You have to look on the bottle for a symbol that says BPA free. Because here's the thing: is if you get a high quality water that's slightly alkaline, like a spring water or distilled water, you put it in a bottle with chemicals that are harmful. That alkaline chemistry is going to leach out the chemicals like the BPA. So it's going to get absorbed into that water, and you're going to drink it. So, that's the issue with bottled water. You really, it's very tough for me to drink a bottle of water if it doesn't have BPA free on it. Now, there's a big debate about whether spring water or distilled water is better. I like spring water. It's very energizing and contains the minerals. But for detoxification and for deep cleansing, I've come around to this, but really, distilled water is king. Cleaning out the body, purifying the body. It's so empty of anything that it will draw in the toxins from the body and help filter those out. Now, some people out there say distilled water, it's bad for the soul, it's bad spiritually, and you want to have that mountain water or that mineral water that comes from nature, and that's combined with nature. And I get all that. I like spring water too. But distilled water, I'm telling you, it's the way to go. And this would be the type of water that gets taken up by nature into the clouds and turned into rain. It's vaporized. So there is kind of a cool spiritual element to distilled water. So that's what I like. After I switched to distilled, I actually noticed a big difference in my body's overall internal, whatever it's doing. It just seemed like it moved it up a gear. So I wish I had known this earlier. This really would have helped me out earlier on, because I really have felt a deeper detox for switching to distilled water. One other thing to be aware of: be careful with these super alkaline waters that are out there, I mean, the body, most of the health problems have to do with over acidity of the body, but the body needs to remain within a certain pH. It also can't become too alkaline either. And when you drink water, yeah, it gets absorbed into the stomach, which is an acid chamber. So, it can be depending on if it's digesting, I guess. But and also it gets absorbed into the throat, into the chest to some degree. All these areas, you have your cardiovascular system running all through these areas. The blood, it needs to stay at a certain pH. It can't become too alkaline. Just letting this liquid absorb into the body is of concern to me personally. That you would overly alkalize the body. You could potentially experience alkalosis in some areas of the body. Now I know people say that the properties of alkaline water can't be transferred to the surrounding properties, and it's not going to make the body alkaline. But it's just chemistry. If you absorb pH that's 9 pH, which is super alkaline, and it gets absorbed into the blood, which is 7.2 pH, it's going to have an effect. That's just how chemistry works. So it would just concern me. Personally, I avoid the super alkaline waters. So one other thing that we should address is a couple last things about water. You hear this a lot in the mainstream community and also the natural community. You need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. You need to drink tons of water. And to me, that is a lot of water to be drinking. I know different people have different situations, body weight, chemistry. But for me personally, that's way too much. And especially if I'm eating fruits, if I have a big smoothie, then an hour or two later, I need to urinate. A lot of liquid comes out. But I didn't drink any water. So it's only making sense to me that I'm being hydrated by the water content of the fruit. So why would I then drink a bunch of extra water on top of that? Here's the other thing. Don't drink water at meal times or right before or right after. Because if you drink water, you're impairing the digestion of that food. Your food is digested with enzymes from the stomach, the small intestine, the pancreas. These enzymes are working chemically. If you pour 12 ounces of water in there, you're going to dilute the whole equation. And the chemistry of those enzymes is going to just become diluted down and weakened. And it's going to digest that much less effectively. So don't drink water during, before, or right after a meal. Or if you do, just take a little tiny sip, But this same principle applies with just drinking too much water in general. Because if you think about it, your body is constantly in the process of changing your body. And so it's a chemical reaction that's constantly happening. And for that chemical reaction to be potent, for all of the processes that have to happen inside the body, right? If you overwater that down, then it's going to dilute that process. It's going to make it that much less effective. So I realize people can get dehydrated and not get enough water. Don't do that, okay? Don't get dehydrated. Don't get enough water. Don't not get enough water. You need to drink enough. But it is absolutely possible to drink too much and to overwater down the system. Just remember that the detox of your body is largely based on the water-based system of your body, the lymphatic system, which filters through the kidneys. And your body uses its own chemistry to clean, to cleanse, to filter, to transmutate. And if this all gets watered down, if you take a cleaning solution to your counter, and if you water that down, it's going to be that much less effective. So that's what you're doing to your detox if you're just overly drinking water. So, and you can see this when you urinate. Okay, if your body is filtering effectively and your kidneys are filtering, you should notice that your urine is colored. It should be yellow, maybe darker yellow, maybe cloudy with some sediment in it, maybe bubbly. This is showing you that the body is filtering out acidic sediment. So when you're drinking tons of water and you urinate and it comes out completely clear and nondescript, what does that tell you about what's being filtered out or what's not being filtered out of the body? So the kidneys are really the star of the show with detoxification, and the lymphatic system. So let them do their job. Give them the ideal environment to convert that chemistry, and don't water that down and weaken down that process. So now again, don't get dehydrated, okay? Especially if you're exercising, you're going out in the heat, you're using a sauna. Definitely replenish yourself with water. I'm not saying get dehydrated. You need to drink enough water. Just don't drink too much. This is rarely talked about, but this can really hold somebody back. And just notice the difference of your body filtering out more through your kidneys, through your urine, if you're not drinking excessive amounts of water. And personally, I mean, I've noticed a huge difference when I really made that transition. So again, that's the evolution in terms of water. And excuse me. Oh, excuse me. So, and yeah, that's it's simple. I mean, it really is simple. But a lot of stuff I didn't realize. I didn't know about this. So that's why I'm sharing it. I mean, that's why this is an essential key, essential piece of the puzzle. So take this information, use it, try it for yourself. If you don't have a good filter, or if you want to upgrade, look at rapidregeneration.com/water filter. And keep going. A lot of other amazing tips and tricks coming up. So I hope this is helping you. It's my mission to help you. I know you can do it if you're committed to getting to the next level. Website is rapidregeneration.com. Thank you. Bye for now.
For more information, please follow @Rapid Regeneration or visit rapidregeneration.com.